Hi, my name is Erica Shusas, and I am presenting a late-breaking work for CHI 2024 called Trust and Transparency, an exploratory study on emerging adults' interpretation of credibility indicators on social media platforms that I wrote with my co-author, Dr. Andrea Forte. Just a brief introduction to the problem space. I think we're all aware that misinformation is a massive modern-day problem, and misinformation interferes with access to trustworthy information in topics related to politics, war, health, etc., and that on social media platforms, misinformation can spread quickly and easily. One of the ways that social media platforms have been using to help mitigate the spread of misinformation is using content labels as credibility indicators. So a credibility indicator just being a feature or a tool that is used to help someone figure out if a piece of information is true or not true. And some of the content labels that we see as credibility indicators on social media platforms can be warning flags, context labels, or social endorsement cues. And while some of these content labels have shown to be effective in helping people figure out if a piece of content is true or not, there's been varying levels of effectiveness. We know credibility in general is subjective and contextual, and we can see that play out when different demographic groups have different responses to credibility indicators. So, for example, credibility indicators have shown to be less impactful among younger age groups. So the population that we're looking at in our study is emerging adulthood, so a period of life between 18 to 25, when people tend to be really exploring different worldviews or maybe getting training or education and really need access to trustworthy information. And so since younger people have shown to be less influenced by credibility indicators, our research question is, how do we design credibility indicators that emerging adults will find trustworthy? So we did semi-structured interviews with social media users between the ages of 18 to 25. There were 35 individuals who evaluated 6 different social media posts, 3 with content labels and 3 without. And 2 of our main findings, and we go through these in more detail in the paper, of course, were that participants had high confidence in automated approaches to misinformation identification, which is contrary to prior work. But we also found that the source of the label application was very important to the participants in our study. So they found it more trustworthy if they believed that social media platform was responsible for the label than other users who had posted the content. So we're going to use the findings from this study to deploy a large-scale survey and to see, among other questions, whether or not there's any variance in demographic groups within the emerging adulthood population, and also look at source credibility more in depth. So thank you for listening to the presentation, and I hope to see you online or offline at CHI soon. Thank you.